do you have any concerns about your second place prediction 2 weeks ago and where we'd finish in the Eastern Conference?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I mean, the one thing I will say is that Cincinnati is also loaded.
Yeah.
Dengue, the guy they signed from Belgium, who I said scored 24 goals last year, he scored a goal in the opener, and he scored a goal in the CONCACAF, just one, but he had one goal in the CONCACAF Champions League too. So he scored in each of their first 2 games.
Okay.
Yeah. And they have Evander, and they have their back line. It's actually an interesting, I think, what I would say to Atlanta United fans is you better hope that we continue to, as we're learning this system, to eke out wins, because to beat Cincinnati in the playoffs, I mean, this is way getting ahead of ourselves, but to beat them in the playoffs, we're going to need the home field, right? Whoever has the home field in that playoff game is probably going to win. Although the interesting thing is us matching up with Cincinnati, we match up extremely well with them because they don't have their weaknesses in the midfield. Our strength is in the midfield, right? They have a strong back line, but they're going to have to deal with our front line. It actually matches up pretty well for us.
Okay. So I feel like just looking at the table, right?
We're the table after one game.
After one game, we're tied.
First place.
Tied for first. There's only 3 or 4 teams that have 3 points.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So I think we've got Philadelphia.
Philadelphia was the big surprise. There weren't that many surprises.
Philadelphia beat Orlando 4-2
on the road.
On the road.
I mean, that was a shocker because Philadelphia, they lost everybody. They lost their coach. Although, as we talked about, they got Carmel, the coach from St. Louis, is now their coach. So he had one phenomenal year there.
Okay. Miami, did you watch any of that game?
I did not watch the Miami game, but I have to say, so Miami had a red card in like the 23rd minute and still dominated possession, equalized, got a 2-2 draw against a pretty good Red Bull side. That's a good a good omen for them.
It is.
And what I'll say is, we've said this from the very beginning, if everybody is on the field, that side is unbelievable.
Yeah. And so they looked particularly good before the red card. The goal was all messy on the first goal. He drove down. It's just amazing, Dave, that when you watch the replays, like he just and people will say, "Oh, the MLS sucks." No, he did this in La Liga. It's like he lulls people into this weird thing where he passes it and then he sprints and he's wide open in the box. You're like, how do you let the best player in the world wide open? And it happened over and over again in that game. And he just, breaks into the space.
Well, because he's playing against dumb defenders who, like, these guys have been taught from moment one, right? Get back, play intense, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he just lulls them to sleep because he's just super patient. Yeah. Like, not only is he super quick and amazing, but he's super patient. So Messi will often make the run very, very late when it's perfectly timed. Yeah. And by that point, the defenders are like, well, I guess he's not going forward. And then, oh, there he is, goal. So, like, come on. If you are out there as a young player, right, one thing you need to learn as an attacking player, right, is there are two decisions. You either are the early player who we want to play too early, right, and you're going to be the creator. If you do that, then don't be the guy who just takes it and tries to go yourself. Bring your teammates into the game by laying the ball off or whatever. And if you're not that guy, don't just go running. Be patient. Wait till somebody has their head up when the moment is right, and then go. And Messi has made a career of it. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant.
So anyway, they go up 1-0 and then concede 2 goals, and I think they're down 2-1 after the red card. A younger player just fouls somebody,
rush of blood to the head,
attacking right in the box. So they get a penalty kick. They score that. So it's 1-1. Forget how they scored the second one. But anyway, at the end of the game, it was like the 85th minute, 7th minute. Of course, it goes through Messi. He has a rush of blood and just charges against the back line. A younger kid in front, like, runs. He lays it off with the perfect timing. And whoever
perfect weight on the pass.
Perfect weight. And whoever it was, it had a phenomenal finish. It was a lot of work to be done.
Yep.
But
it was just threw in on goal. And we did a beautiful job finishing.
Threw in goal. And it's just amazing how Messi has that timing down of a pass, running at a back line that 1 second later, it's offside, Dave.
Sure.
And most
You
players,
may have noticed I did watch the highlights.
I guess you did. I guess you did.
I didn't watch
Yeah.
the game live, but
Did you watch any of the Columbus highlights? I didn't. I actually missed that.
I did not watch the Columbus highlights. I mean, so much for Chicago. You know, I mean, obviously one game, but the Berhalter era and blah, blah, blah. They go to Columbus. Columbus has nobody. I mean, Columbus right now is a shadow team. And Columbus hammered them 4-2.
Do you know another shadow team I think that's out there? LA Galaxy.
For the beginning of the year, absolutely. They lost so many players, as we talked about it. Like, their whole team is gone. I mean, not only did Ricky Puig, tear his ACL, so he's out now. They'll maybe get him back, but he's basically gone for the whole year. That you can't control, right? But they actually sold Jovic, right? The Serbian guy, right? They sold him to Kansas City. Why?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, they say, okay, maybe they're trying to turn over and, but he's only 25 years old. They added Christian Ramirez and he's good, but, so all they had was Gabriel Peck and Paintsill was not there in the opening game.
Dave, they did.
I don't know what they're relying on.
They did not,
and they lost at home to San Diego in their first ever game.
They looked.
You know how many games LA Galaxy lost at home last year?
Don't know.
0.
Wow.
Not a single game.
I tell you what, a recipe for a loss is when you're so desperate that in the 63rd minute, your only hope to score a goal is putting in Miguel Berry. When you're down, when you were down 1-0 against the team that just started in the MLS, San Diego, and you put in Miguel Berry. And Dave, all I did is I just watched every single step that guy took during the game. And it was identical to the way he played in Atlanta United. Has done nothing to progress. You can hit the button. I mean,
I was going to say, should we or should we not take the tactical advice of LA Galaxy's galactically stupid general manager?
Somebody should put a straitjacket on this guy.
I mean, seriously. Not only did he buy Miguel Berry, then he sold these other guys, right? What are you doing? And knowing that Ricky Puig was out for the whole year, basically, what are you doing? If I were LA Galaxy fan, I'd be tearing my hair out.
LA Galaxy fan, I posted on our Twitter account, Dave. Miguel Berry has now had over 3,500 minutes. Has had 5 goals and 4 assists over that period of over 4 seasons, and just over 4 seasons now. And like that's damning enough, right? Like that's just not good, right? That's a lot of minutes.
And as you point out, he's never even offside.
He's never offside, and during those over 4 years, he's only had 2 yellow cards. And the worst part about it, Dave, the worst part about it is watching him. Watching him is the worst part.
Oh my God!
0
like
movement.
Paint dry.
It's like watching paint dry. He has no ideas on how to do anything. And then even in this game, Dave, he had a moment where it was a difficult finish. Don't get me wrong, but it was the hero moment.
Yeah.
Cross to Miguel Berry.
Yeah.
1 yard from goal.
Yeah.
And all he can do is kick it right at the goalkeeper instead of doing any sort of light touch, flick on anything to make it go in the back of the goddamn net.
He's heating up.
How is this guy starting in the MLS or playing? Not starting any minutes.
I wake up every morning thinking the same thing, Mikey Dobbs.
Now, I mean, at this point, I'm actually not being a smartass, and I'm not trying to hate on Miguel Berry, but some other kid deserves a chance to play professional soccer, and it's not Miguel Berry.
Any other kid.
Yeah. Any other
There's
kid.
A bunch of kids playing in Southern California who could take his place.
Correct.
I mean, come on.
It's bad. You watch Latte Loth like, oh, okay, well, there's an idea.
Although maybe they could grab, so Olivier Giroud was on the bench for LAFC, didn't even start. I don't know whether he has a small knock or whatever, but maybe they grab him. He'd be better.
Yeah, maybe.
LAFC has so many strikers that you don't know what to do with them all, right? Buanga and Giroud and Vela, and, they got everybody.
Is Vela still there? No, he's gone, right?
I don't know.
But I did think that what's his name? The Mexican star for San Diego looked really sharp. Cucho, or no, that why am I blanking? Help me.
Yeah.
Mexican captain.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. It went right on my head as soon as you
Oh
said
my
that.
gosh.
Anyway,
Yeah. He looked very good for San Diego though.
yeah, he's
Uh,
terrific. He's resurrecting
And
his
they've got a
career.
Danish striker, Dyer, that
Mhm.
I think had the 2 goals. He had the first goal ever for San Diego, and then he closed it with a banger. Probably going to be goal of the week. It's already beating Mascara's goal in the polls. So all the San Diego voters are out there getting their vote on for
Chucky
that goal.
Lozano, we're talking about.
Chucky Lozano. Yeah, Chucky looked quite good,
Yeah, really good. Really good.
especially since not fully fit. First game, looking good.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
San Diego is going to fight for a playoff spot for sure.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair.
Um,
The bottom half of the West is just awful.
Yeah. The reason I say is this Dyer guy, the Danish guy, can actually finish, and he's a pretty.
He looked terrific in the first game.
Yeah.
Nobody saw him coming. I don't think, but he looked amazing.
You got to watch out for the Great Danes, man. I'm telling
And
you.
I have to say, so our old friend Bruce Arena.
Oh, I know, right?
So they did start with Christian
They
Arango
had 4 goals too, didn't they?
and Joseph Martinez up
Yeah.
top. Both of them started up top together, which I think is awesome. Not afraid. Neither of them scored, but they scored 4 goals. I mean, what a way, that's a bottom last place,
Yeah.
San Jose. Does anybody think they're going to be bottom? No.